During the 60s and 70s, this notorious Northern California serial killer taunted police forces with disturbing handwritten letters. He claims to have killed 37 people in total. Self-named the Zodiac, this killer's identity is still largely a mystery. Late one night, the Zodiac strikes for the first time. He shoots two teenagers in a parked car. 6 months later, and only a few minutes from his first murder, comes more victims.
The Zodiac approached a parked car with a flashlight, shooting 22-year-old Darlene Ferrin and 19-year-old Michael Mageau before walking away and coming back to shoot them both again.
Mageau would survive and described the killer as a white man, aged 26 to 30, 5'8" with a stocky build, and light brown curly hair. Bay Area news headquarters and police forces are baffled by what followed.
The San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald all received identical handwritten letters from someone claiming to be the killer.
The letters contained details about the murders that only police would know to prove that the writer was the killer.
The letters were signed with a distinct mark, a circle with a cross through it, the mark that would eventually become known as the mark of the Zodiac Killer. Also included in the letters were 3 different codes that the Zodiac demanded be printed in newspapers or else he would kill again.
Only a week later, the code was cracked by a couple. Another couple is killed almost 2 months later. Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell were picnicking on the shore of a lake when Cecilia noticed a man staring at them from behind a tree. Only Brian would survive the 6 knife wounds to his back and managed to give some details to police. Also attached to Brian's car was a handwritten note with the dates of the 3 killings. With citizens terrified and police enraged, the Zodiac commits another atrocity. He shoots a cab driver in the back of the head, but this time he is spotted leaving the scene. Arriving quickly in their vehicle, 2 police officers actually stopped a man with a similar description.
They turned left onto Jackson right here, and they saw a white guy walking right here. So the officers think he walked down to the park and entered through here, and then that's where they lost him.
The Zodiac commented on this interaction in a letter, later writing, "P.S. 2 cops pulled a goof about 3 minutes after I left the cab. A bloody fingerprint from the cab would prove to be false evidence planted by the Zodiac himself. He was taunting the police yet again." In yet another letter received by the San Francisco Chronicle just 2 days later, the Zodiac claims responsibility for the cab driver, proving this by attaching a piece of the driver's blood-stained shirt. The next message from the Zodiac would present a series of letters and symbols to be deciphered for his identity. A 3-year gap would follow with no letters. The final letter arriving in 1974, where the Zodiac claims to have killed 37 people. Robert Graysmith, former San Francisco Chronicle cartoonist, became obsessed with the Zodiac Killer. He filled 2 books with a decade of personal research.
Zodiac and Zodiac Unmasked that heavily implicate Arthur Lee Allen as the Zodiac.
The evidence includes a 3-year stint in jail coinciding with when the letters stopped. Allen's inmate claiming he admitted to killing a cab driver and a previous victim, selecting him from a lineup. Police also searched his trailer. Allen's handwriting did not match that of the letters, and his DNA did not match the partial genetic profile from the stamps. Several others were named and investigated, but nothing conclusive was ever proven.
I'm not the Zodiac. And if I was, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
Sadly, to this day, the identity of the Zodiac Killer remains unknown.
Thanks for watching Grime 101. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.